Five. Hey guys, people, you are welcome to the post game show. And right now we have Ryan Maguire here with us, and Ola should be joining us in a couple of minutes' time. Uh, Ryan, you're welcome to the show.
Thanks, mate. Thanks, mate. Thanks, everyone, for joining. Get your comments in and we'll get going.
Yeah. Like, subscribe, get your comments in, and come on, you Gunners. Ola is already back in the stream. Ola,
Yeah,
you're welcome.
yeah,
me and Ryan were already waiting for you. Me and Ryan are the two
yeah.
professionals. While the Manchester United guy is the is the rookie. What do you say to that,
Yeah.
bro?
Well, like nothing much to say. Arsenal are doing they are doing pretty good this season, and
Pretty good, right? Okay, good.
yeah,
Don't worry, don't
the third
worry,
win, the third win in a row, then
don't
and that's
worry.
good.
Don't worry. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Hey guys, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to the show. You're welcome to the post game show, the show that keeps you up with um the weekend games, mostly this Saturday's games. We'll talk a little bit about Sunday also, and on Monday when the Premier League probably does extend till Monday. But for this week, we just have to start with Arsenal. Ryan Maguire, please just give us head on what happened in the Arsenal game. Bournemouth 0, Arsenal 3. Where do you start from?
I'll start with, if I could share my screen to see the notes that I've taken on the game. My first note at the beginning was prediction, and it was 3
Yeah,
0 And I'm so happy that that came in, but it probably should have been more. We've
yeah,
got the Jesus offside goal, which would have been given 3 years ago, but we're
yeah,
over. Yeah, it was really good. Odegaard had a much better game than the last two games. We've not really needed him in the last two games, but he's been whether or not Vieira sitting on the bench has given that boost.
yeah,
There's a ready-made replacement there now. There's something there just clicked with him today. Just stepped up when we needed him to. Um, he started at the first goal. The play from Jesus in the build up to this goal
yeah,
and I'm not being dramatic here, I'm not
yeah.
overstating, was Ronaldinho esque, right?
Oh,
Honestly,
oh. Oh,
strength, speed, skill.
that was massive. That
If
was
you could
beautiful.
if you could say, show me a Brazilian assist or play build up, that is just perfect for it. Just like I say, strength, speed, skill, just close control on the ball. Like the Bournemouth pitch is small. It's a close pitch, reminiscent of what Highbury was. And then players like Jesus, Odegaard, Martinelli were just perfect on the pitch because the close control is just phenomenal. They don't need a big Emirates pitch. They can play superbly on a pitch like that.
Superb.
And Jesus showed it with that. And then Odegaard stepping up for the second goal took it off Jesus a bit. So luckily it went in. If it hadn't gone in, I think Jesus would have been wringing his neck. But it was still a very good finish. I noted down in the 25th minute that
Hmm.
Bournemouth had no shots on goal, no
Oh my god.
no shots on goal or offside or off target. We had no touches in our box. I noted that down on the 25th minute and thought that's a good start. And it was the exact same start at half time. The first half performance was just superb. Not many teams would have dealt with us in that
Yeah.
first half in the first half. Um, and then obviously going into the second half, we started a bit slower, but obviously the Bournemouth would have had that halftime talk just to get into us trying to get some chances. So Bournemouth tried
Yeah.
to go into it. They didn't go into it much. And then we had William Saliba. What can we say? What
Oh,
what
What a glorious human being.
what
Hey guys, we've gotten our Arsenal back.
I honestly,
I'll come back right to you. Let's just take a little comment here. Jaden Wogu joins us here. We love you, boy. Is a young kid. Jaden, good win for Arsenal. Thank you very much, Jaden. Thanks for joining us today. And then we have the big boy here, Ogbeni Ridwan. Hi, everyone. Elbow cough. It's a top gunner. It's a top gunner. Ryan, please continue giving us that analysis.
honestly, I think I called Saliba beautiful about 12 times after he scored the goal. Just you beautiful, beautiful human being.
Oh my god. Oh my
What,
god.
just
Saliba.
what we needed. A great centre back, so confident, young, so young as well. And what a finish! Not even left footed, is right footed, and he scores that goal. Just a great goal. It was great, little free kick, nice play with Martinelli and Zinchenko. I can't remember who it was. It was a little play with Martinelli and someone else, and Martinelli's crossed it in. Good touchdown from Xhaka. Nice pass from Xhaka, who applauded from today. Had a very good game. Nice little pass from him, and then opposite top corner from Saliba. Just an amazing goal. Then we had the Jesus goal, which was ruled out. Obviously, rightly for offside. That's what we brought VAR in for. The close games, the 0-0s, the 1-1s, a goal like that, VAR's doing its job, I suppose. We could do with it in more aspects, but we didn't need it today, so that's not actually nothing to worry about. 77th minute, Bournemouth had what I would say was their first actual proper chance. Xhaka gave the ball away, led them to an effort on goal. Nothing to worry about. They're going to have chances. 70, and then a couple of minutes later, Ramsdale kicking it out. He was blaming the attacker for being too close for him or putting him off. But you're going to have that. Thierry Henry was famous for stuff like that, trying to snatch the ball off the goalkeepers and whatever. Ramsdale's got to deal with that a lot better. But can't really criticize it overall because it was a good performance, and then we held the game out after that. I want to say before we move on, obviously I said Xhaka had a good game, but I feel like that was helped by Zinchenko in the way Zinchenko plays left back, but when we attack, moves into centre mid.
Moves into the centre mid, covers up the asses of Xhaka there in the centre midfield.
We go to like a 3 at the back with Saliba, Gabriel, and White, with Zinchenko moving into the DM/CM kind of role, allowing Xhaka to move forward, which is 100% his strengths. Obviously, his weaknesses are slightly defending, which is because we've had a weak defense these past few years. Xhaka's, we've highlighted Xhaka because of maybe errors or rushing back. If you remember last year, the high tackle, the red card. Obviously, it was his fault for the tackle, but a better defense behind him, he wouldn't need to be there. Gabriel was out of position and all other stuff. So with a strong defense, with Zinchenko there moving in, it's allowing Xhaka to move on, and we're seeing what kind of player Xhaka actually is, and we're starting to appreciate him a lot more.
Yeah. Thank you, Ryan, for giving us that in-depth summary of what happened today. That was just amazing. We have our commenter here, Amy Baba, is right here with us. Amy Baba, you're welcome to the show. And here, listen to this very, very well, Ola of the United family. Amy Baba says something here. It's very important, very key. First 3 wins, start of the season in 18 years. Come on, you Gunners. The Gunners have not won 3 matches in a row for the past 18 years, or since the past 18 years. That was a very, very interesting statistics that I saw today while watching the match today. Ola, what will you say about this? The Gunners are on cruise control. Don't you think so?
Yeah, true. Like you're on point. Like everything Ryan said was on point. But I feel it's just the confidence keeps growing. if you get if the first win, get the second win, you keep that momentum going, and you keep on getting the wins. Before you know, you have 5 wins, you have 5 games this season, 5 wins, 6 wins. That's the key, the consistency, and that's what Arsenal has lacked in the past.
For
We
this
see them
past
go on.
season.
Yes, we see them go on 2 games, 3 games winning streak, but they just fall off and they end up losing like 2 or 3 games back to back. So I feel this season we need to see that consistency. So far they are doing a really good job. The way they play, all the players play with confidence. Even the players that we felt like they were average before, now they've turned up a level.
No,
They are
no,
showing more
they've turned
quality.
up.
Look at
All of them. They've
look
turned
at
up.
Ben White. Look at Ben
Yeah.
White. Look at Gabriel. Fine. I
Yeah.
understand people. I understand Saliba is the star boy, but the likes of Gabriel, the likes of White, they've improved their performances, and
Yeah.
it's making it easier for Saliba to look good also because everyone around him are putting in a lot of effort. If it was only
Yeah.
Saliba doing good, it won't be as good as we are seeing it now. But it shows that the team as a whole, they work together. Like I said, everyone knows where they should be at a particular time. Like the passes, look at Odegaard. Odegaard is fantastic today, moving the ball really good, like picking up the spaces. Zinchenko
Yeah.
coming into
He
midfield.
was everywhere today.
Yeah.
Odegaard was everywhere today.
So it's just shows what quality. Fine, Arsenal they've gotten a lot of quality in Gabriel Jesus. Gabriel Jesus might not score today, but what he did off the ball, his movement, the way he was passing the ball and all, he opened up the opponent's defense. Like it creates chances for other
Yeah,
players.
exactly. He
And
opens up those spaces that we
yeah,
really do need.
yes. And it's very important. People will always look for the goal. Like, as a striker, you should be scoring fine. But even when you don't score, what impact are you making on the team? What are you bringing
On the
into the team?
team.
Which so and with Gabriel, you see it. You see what he's doing. It's
What's
working from minute
trying to
one.
do.
Like
Yeah.
like it like he's always running, like going after everything, putting in some good tackles also. So it just shows how good this Arsenal team is looking. But like I said, consistency is key. 3 games, 3 wins, fantastic. Like a very good beginning into this new season. But there are still a lot of games to go. And just as Arsenal fans, you guys should just hope it continues because we've seen this in the past. We've seen Arsenal go on 3, 4, 5 games winning streak. At the end of the day, they end up losing like 2, 3 games back to back, and
That's very important.
performance.
Consistency is very, very key, mostly in the
Yeah, it's key.
Premiership. Ryan Maguire, last season, Arsenal at this time last season were having 0 points. We went to Brentford, lost at Brentford, went to Chelsea. You know what happened down there. We lost to, and then we also met Manchester City. At the start of the 3 games, we had 0 points. The morale was low. We couldn't move. We couldn't do anything. Arteta looked lost in translation, lost in the space, lost in the moment. And right now, we now find ourselves 3 games in with 3-game wins. And we find ourselves 9 points, and Arsenal are top of the league. Ryan, what do you say to this? Arsenal is top of the league right now.
We're just in, especially from the first 3 games last season, we're just in a completely different situation. We're completely performing miles better. Obviously, we did have issues at the beginning of last season. I don't want to put any excuses out there, anything like that. But we did have half a team against Brentford, and then we played home against Chelsea, where confidence was low. It was always going to be tough anyway. We've gone to Man City, where even though we're up there, we're still expected to lose. Not as bad as what we did. Some of our key players let us down at Man City, which was the main issue for me, like Leno and Xhaka with his sending off. But them key players this season, obviously barring Leno because he's not with us, but the key players this season are all just stepping up. They're all doing exactly what we're asking them to, and it's just a miles better feeling around Arsenal now at the minute.
Yeah. It's a different Arsenal.
Yeah.
It's a different Arsenal. It's a different Arsenal.
If you're watching it on TV, you can hear it from the fans. you're trying to
Yeah.
get hold of the ticket and you're not a season ticket holder, you can feel it because the tickets are like gold dust at the minute.
Exactly.
Yeah, look, 2 seasons, 3 seasons ago, I had tickets coming out with back pockets. Now just gone, just got
Exactly. Exactly. Hey, we have a new comment here, and it's coming from, oh, this is one of our big friends here, Prince Itam. You're welcome to the show. Fresh from Milan. Hey, Itam, you're welcome to the show, man. Nice to see you here. And he says something. Ola, I want you to listen to this very, very carefully.
Yeah.
Do we need more signings to strengthen our forward positions? I am afraid we are one injury away from capitulation, like towards the end of the season. Give an in-depth answer to Prince Itam, who asks this question right now. Ola.
Itam is spot on. I feel
Yeah,
this is just the beginning of the season. There are fewer games now, but like, as the season progresses, the Europa League will come up, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup,
yeah,
a lot of games, and talking about like 50 plus games. So you need a lot of players. Like the squad depth has to be on point because if you keep playing Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard, you run them into the ground, injuries will come up,
exactly.
and
Yeah,
you need players to fill in for them. And I feel it's not only in the forward line, in the midfield they need some legs in the midfield also. If you can get Tillemans, there are rumors of Paqueta, just getting 2 or 3 more players, but possibly like 2 more players in those
yeah,
positions to strengthen them and make them better. Like for now, you have Smith Rowe on the bench, Nketiah on the bench, but you still need more because the Europa Leagues will be playing Thursdays and Sundays, and there will be a
yeah.
lot of games, like a lot of travels also. You might be going to Azerbaijan, like a lot of weird places in the
Yeah,
Europa League.
those
So
long weary
yeah,
journeys.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So at the end of the day, you need that squad depth so you can
yeah.
rest some players and make sure they are fresh for so important games when the games come up. So it's very, very important to get more players in for us now. But so far, it's been good. Performance has been fantastic by the Arsenal players.
Yeah. Ryan, Prince Itam here, who is a friend of this station, he raises a very, very important point here. Arsenal might be on the verge of a calamity when someone like a Thomas Partey gets injured. You could see what happened last season. Immediately he got injured, everyone was on panic mode. If Gabriel Jesus, if someone like Gabriel Jesus is missing for like 3 games, you saw the impact he had. Even just let's even just judge him by the impact he had on today's opener. The ball came in, he was able to to guide the ball, push away the oncoming midfielder, and from there he ran with that ball. Those little runs, his awareness, his 1-2 passes, uh, and his keen eye to to bring every other Arsenal attacker, even both the midfielders coming behind him, the the skillful way he does that. And he just kind of like dribbles past players easily, making those little spaces to actually become more freer for people like Saka, for and in this case for someone like Odegaard to just get those little tap-ins into that net or in and about the 18-yard box. What do you think? Do you think we're an injury to calamity at Arsenal?
Um,
Because Prince Itam raises a very, very great point
yeah,
here.
yeah, 100%. It's a good point, but Jay's. I don't think Jesus has got too bad of an injury record for us to be
Record,
too
yeah.
worried. We do obviously like I was saying, if they play in every minute of every game, it's going to be too much for them. And what we do need we do need that strength in depth when it comes to playing in. We've got Europe this season, which we didn't have last season. That's more games, especially if we
Yeah.
want to go far in it, which I think we should. I think we should be pushing for. Feel like we're gonna. I do feel like we're waiting to get rid of Pepe and to
Yeah.
roll him out and get rid of Niles maybe just to free up that space so we
That
can
space, yeah.
sign maybe a winger, and then Paqueta would be a superb signing.
Paqueta will be. It's just that person I really want,
Yeah.
in that team. And we could see Brazilians. I single-handedly, I love Brazilians in that team. Just check out the whole Brazilians who are in that team, pushing it forward. Uh, Jesus, Gabriel, the Gabriel at the back, they're all becoming a very, very tight knit. It's helping our defense, it's helping our midfield, it's helping our forward line. If it was you, Ola, if you were an Arsenal faithful, I know you're from Manchester United. If you are an Arsenal faithful, which players would you be going for right now in the transfer market? Which players do you think would actually complete that Arsenal team and make them like UEFA Champions League gradish kind of club right
Yeah,
now?
I think I
Who's
think
out there in the
I think
market?
with I think with Arsenal right now, it's there are not a lot of attackers out there. So like Ryan said, Gabriel Jesus like he's not always injured. But the issue is when he was at City, he wasn't playing a lot of games. Now he's playing week in week out, and he's like the main man this time. So if the games get too much, like injuries might set in. But another issue, I think Paqueta will be a good signing. I'll go for Paqueta and
Yeah.
Tillemans, like two very good backup in
I
case
have my
you are
I
playing
still
in
have my
the
doubts with Tillemans. I was not okay with his showing at the Emirates. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Tillemans.
Everyone has been clamoring for this guy, but
The thing with
I'm
Tillemans
not
is
convinced with Tillemans.
he's not like the creative type of player. He's more like a Thomas Partey, but like he's better going forward than
Thomas
Thomas Partey.
Partey?
No, see,
Thomas
like he's not.
Partey?
He's see,
That
see, see, see,
comparison is
see,
too.
see.
It's
So
an
no,
over.
what,
It's
what I'm
an
trying
over
to
overreach.
see, what I'm trying to say is that Mbappe is more of a defensive player, but
Yeah,
with Tillemans is more of he's not that good in defending, but he can progress the ball better.
better. Yeah,
So you won't get a lot of goals, a lot of assists from him. But when it comes to that job of taking the ball off the defenders and moving it forward, playing through the lines is good with that. And this Leicester side is not really the Leicester side that we saw years ago. They are not really as good as they were. So you might
as
not
they
be
were
seeing players
before. Yeah,
having good performances every week. But I feel
yeah.
Tillemans, he has 1 year on his contract for 25-30 million. It's gonna be a good backup for even
As for me,
Shaka.
I'll
For
prefer to
Shaka, instead,
let him run his contract down. I don't think we should be spending that
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
money
yeah. But
for
but
Tillemans.
but but the most important thing is if you can keep your players fit, then you might not need a Tillemans. But
Ryan
we know
Maguire,
the Premier League.
what do you think about a Tillemans?
I 100% think we should sign him. I think he might not have had the best of performances against us at the Emirates, but he's shown us over the past 2 years at Leicester that he's a really, really good midfielder. At 25 years old, he's not even at his prime yet. What we've seen in him and what he can do with
Yeah,
for me, it's a no-brainer. I'm
yeah,
unsure why we've not signed him already, just because we
yeah.
know. I just know at some point Partey's getting injured. He's been injured each season. He's been with us. He's been out injured. It's going to happen at some point.
Let's don't pray for that.
We're
Let's don't
gonna
pray for
we're
that.
gonna lose. We're gonna lose at some point.
Let's
Someone's
don't
gonna
pray for.
get injured. We need subs. We need good backup. Backup in that centre midfield area at the minute is only El Nene, and we need someone else with him.
We need
Something
someone
better.
else.
We
Yeah,
need someone else, and for me, Tillemans, Paqueta for me is more of an attacking. Where if Partey is not playing and you bring in Paqueta in, you're still struggling there, depending on who you're playing
Yeah.
against. Obviously,
yeah.
you need that more of a more defended minded. Tillemans maybe not the strongest defensive minded either.
Exactly. It's more of an
He would offer
attacking
a bit more
midfielder, right?
defensive. Yeah,
Yeah.
100% right. But he would offer a bit more defensive than what Paqueta would. But Paqueta overall is the better midfielder. I could see us holding off with Paqueta maybe, but I want 100% sign either one of them or both.
Either one of them.
We
Yeah.
need another winger as well.
Okay. We just got our esteemed guest here called Tony Gerard. He's a very, very big friend of this channel. Tony Gerard, we appreciate you here. You're welcome to the show. And he says, enjoyed every part of today's game. Come on, you Gunners. He also says here too, a different feeling from the gloom and doom last year. It's just exactly what we're saying. Last year was a very, very tumultuous period for the Gunners. We went. See, there's a different dynamic I'm seeing with this Arsenal team. I'm not seeing that we can be able to actually go away and come out with a clean sheet. Last season, Arsenal, Arsenal were the highest shippers of goals away last season. We were the second to the like we were the second best in shipping goals away last season. That's how bad our season was last season. And our our defensive our defensive mechanism wasn't really that strong. And we can just see that Saliba coming into that team solidifies that team, makes it more of a unit. Saliba is more of a bully to me. And I've always said this in most of my Real Talk podcast that I'm really into 6 foot tall defenders, strong, molded in a very British way, uh, and are really bullies at that back, at that back four, making teams a little bit more scared when they come or when they run at us. Mostly teams that come with a setup of like they want to attack us, bringing 3 attackers, and having a fast pacey kind of midfield. It's very, very important you have a bully in that defense, and it showed today. Saliba with that defensive display just showed us why. Just showed us why we really needed him in that defensive four. Ryan, what would you, after that beautiful goal Saliba got today, how can you equate his coming back from last weekend's own goal to today's hero? What do you say about Saliba? What can you get from his showing today?
it just it just shows a mentality beyond his age, and his play, the way he plays beyond his age as well. He plays like from what I seen last season, especially. We're only 3 games in still this season, but from what I seen last year in France, he just played like he was 25, 26, 27. Not there at his actual peak, but so close to it. And for him to only be to be 19, 20, it
Yeah,
just shows what he is to come. And for him to deal with it, I think the fans helped him a lot in terms of sticking with him after that own goal. That was right on his side, and they were singing
yeah.
his name for about 20 plus minutes. Just
20
after,
plus minutes,
and
everyone were just
yeah,
screaming his name.
all you heard.
I just freaking love that. It was
The,
just so
te-
amazing
the,
to
te- the
to to, to
tequila
to
song,
really
but
see that.
Saliba. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
It's a great
yeah,
little one.
yeah,
It showed that we're supporting him because every fan wanted him back. We all wanted him back. We wanted him to stay.
Yeah.
We didn't want him back out on loan. We didn't want him sold. And then he's come back in. He's obviously impressing in training. The players look like they love him. Just smile on his face all the time. And like I said, his
Yeah.
mentality to come back from that own goal. I think it
own
helps
goal.
that we didn't. It helped that we didn't lose. Obviously, if he's scoring an own goal and we're losing, he could be a lot more down than what he was. But maybe that helped in a way. But even then, it looks like he would just completely bounce back. Just let it go over his head. Could it?
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
really what you want.
yeah. Tony Gerrard says something here. He says, "What a baller in Jesus! Stop, lad.
Yeah.
Gutted he
Sure.
didn't get a goal." Ola,
Yeah.
I know that Manchester United, because I want to link this. Of course, this is an Arsenal fan channel, but as you know, we have an open door policy to every other team,
Uh,
and podcasters from a variety of teams can come here and air their views. Gabriel Jesus, since he has come to Arsenal, he has been extremely phenomenal, contributing with the goals and also contributing effectively in bringing everyone together, around that front three. Martinelli is scoring, Saka is still doing his thing silently, bringing in Odegaard to even score more goals. That's the kind of impact he's created. Manchester United, it's the complete opposite with Manchester United. Do you think that Manchester United should have done with someone like Gabriel Jesus in their team right now?
I don't. I would say David Jesus is a very good player, but I feel he suits Arsenal's style of play more than United. Which we Manchester United, it's a different. Like look in the past, we've had the likes of Ibrahimovic, Cristiano, Lukaku. We don't. Or the only striker I feel like is might be a Gabriel Jesus like is like maybe Martial, which is short, that is good. Is good on the ball. He can dribble, but we always go for this traditional have a top like a tall striker or someone that like a poacher. If I put it in that sense, so I feel yeah, but Jesus suits us now. The style of play, the players around him, very tricky type of players. Martinelli,
Type of players,
Saka,
yeah.
very skillful, good on the ball, good movement. So and that's why it's easy for him to come into that team and integrate into the team easily. Some players, if
Yeah.
they go into a new team, they struggle. But with Gabriel, it's Jesus, it's easy. Like because the players around him are similar. They play
Are
the same
similar, right?
style of football. But it just shows that Gabriel Jesus is a good player, and a lot of people had their doubts when he was at City that he wasn't playing enough, this and that. But he being in Arsenal now, it shows how good he is, and hopefully the
Yeah.
performances gets better for him. As a United fan, I don't want to be scoring because if he keeps scoring and if he keeps going the way he's going, he might
Yeah.
end up among the top goal scorers this season. But it's just good to see
That,
him
but there's a little
enjoying
bit
the
of
football.
jealousy there, right? There's a little bit of jealousy
Yeah,
from you, right?
see, if see, the thing with football is when team above you are doing better than you, then you will be jealous. You want to be like I would love to be in Arsenal's position, getting 3 out of 3. But now I've lost 2, and most likely I might still lose to Liverpool. So no United fan will tell you they're happy about the situation we are in, but it's just football, and sometimes you have to take the situation you are in, and hopefully it gets better. And last season, sorry, let me touch on last season. Arsenal
Okay.
started the season badly last season, not because
Yeah.
they were really bad, but because they had some injury problem. Even
Yeah.
Ben White had COVID. There was a lot of cases that last season, and immediately he
Yeah.
got the players back. The performances improved, and Arsenal went on like was it like 7 or 8 games
Someone who
unbeaten
lost
run.
out on nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel it wasn't as bad, and the teams Arsenal were playing are quality teams. Chelsea, Man
Chelsea.
City, not like we
Yeah.
are losing to Brighton and Bedford. We are which are lower league teams. But with us now, they lost to good teams, except the Bedford game. They lost to City, they lost to Chelsea. And at that point, Chelsea and City were better teams than them. So
Ola, do you
it's
think we
a
should be
different
changing the
scenario
rival
entirely.
show? Do you think we should be changing the rival show to Manchester United
And
and Everton?
no. See, you know why we can't change the rival show to Arsenal and Everton because
that was ju-
even
that was
this is
that was ju- that was just a joke. You don't need to, it was a
I know,
rhetorical question.
true,
You don't need to answer
I
that.
know, but by the end of the
Ola,
day, it's a different level. Like Arsenal are on a different level to Manchester United now, but we still have a lot of games to do this season, and I feel we should judge everyone at the end of the season, not now.
we'll be coming back to Manchester United later on. But there's something important here, Tony Gerrard just put forward to us. We love to see how the team evolve more next week. Ryan, please, I want you to listen to this. We love to see how the team evolve more next week at home to Fulham. Now, Ola, Ryan, Fulham has been one of the most toughest teams to play this season in these first 3 games that I've seen. They are a big revelation. These guys are running. They are so tough. Uh, the players they have, Paulina, Mitrovic, Raid, they are smoking. Like they are really hungry. I saw what they did with Liverpool in the first game where they had that 2-2 draw, and I was like, okay, It's the first day of the season. They just want to, like, they are hungry. They just want to show up, and come to the party, at the time. But they drew that game, and in their second game, they avoided a loss. And right now, in their third game, they are winning against Brentford, who completely obliterated Manchester United last week with a 4-0 splashing and dismantling of Manchester United. And now they're getting a 3-2 win over Brentford in Craven Cottage. And Mitrovic was just simply, because I watched the match. That was the option I chose to watch. Mitrovic was a thorn on the flesh of the Brentford defense. He was, the way he was, heading the ball, bringing his team forward. He was just that guy. Malhandling Brentford. They couldn't really cope with him. And Paulinha was actually running things in and about the midfield, and was also approaching the 18-yard box. Raid scored today. Paulinha had a very, very lovely goal today. And at the end of the game, Mitrovic just nicked one in. And of course, you all know Mitrovic is a very, very tall striker. His tall, is huge. He's a serial bully. And the way he bullied the defenders and just got that head into that ball, and he just struck the back of the net. It was just simply amazing. Now, Arsenal are meeting Fulham next week, which is what Tony Gerrard just said to us here. Ryan, with the preface that I've been able to give you, do you think Arsenal can get a result with Fulham coming to town?
We have to be beating teams like Fulham, 100%. Teams like Fulham are the results that we'll look at and say 3 points there, and then you move on. Obviously, they've come from promotion. They've started very well. They did great performance against Liverpool, only 2-2, but they really should have won that. It was an unbelievable performance from them. And then going from that in a very low par performance at Fulham. I mean, not at Fulham, at Wolves. So you don't know what you're going to get from them, but they're going to be up for it against Arsenal. They're just a bigger club. They're going to be up for it exactly like Liverpool. They're going to go for it, but we cannot underestimate the 2-0 against Palace. Look at Palace today. Palace it was a tough game from today, and
it was a very tough game.
3-1, and it looked like an easy result for them. We keep going back to the Palace result. We've only got 3 results to look at. That's why. We can't say we'll only ever look at the Palace result.
You can only beat the teams that are presented to you, right?
We've only got 3 games to go off, and anyone that I spoke to didn't give us an inch of a chance away at Palace.
An inch of a chance, even at Crystal Palace, they all said we're going to lose down there. So that Fulham match next week is it's going to be a very, very important one, because it's easy for us to sideline these teams. It's easy. We're gonna beat them, but I'm telling you, these teams are not playing. Nottingham Forest, what I saw what they did last weekend to West Ham, they are not playing. They are hungry. All of them are very, very hungry. Fulham, they are hungry. If you see what happened today, it was a classic match. And mind you, today it was a London derby. London derbies these days are very, very keenly contested. As you know, Fulham is a London club, and Brentford is also a London club. We have a very, very big question from Harry. Okay, Harry, you're welcome to the show. You're very, very welcome here, and you said something here. Another class performance by AFC. The opposition you've played already won't be in top 7 come end of the season, but you can only beat what's in front of you. Exactly what I just said here. Jesus, Odegaard, Martinelli, etc. Fire. Harry. Thank you very much for that. Come on, you Gunners. You might not be a Gunner fan, but Thanks for saying that. And Harry has a question here, Ola, because I know you will have a little bit of jealousy coming from from the United family. Of course, Ryan will also
Yeah.
answer this too, but I will first go with our common enemy here, Ola of the United family. Question for you all. Even though it's very early doors, do you think Arsenal could win the league this season? Or with the performances you've seen, the first three
Yeah.
games that you've seen, you can only beat who is put forward to you. That's correct.
Yeah. True. True.
Arsenal have managed to beat all these people, won their first game 2-0, destroyed Leicester City 4-2, even if at the latter part of that game it became more competitive. We've gone into the, into the on an away trip down to Bournemouth, and we've smashed Bournemouth. We are top of the league. We have positive goal difference, and we're going top of the league as at now, as at Saturday. Ola, do you think Arsenal could win the league this season? A question from Harry. Answer, Harry. The best way
like
you
Harry
think you
said,
can.
like I said, it's early though, so you can't really. But going by what we are seeing now, and with the way the teams are performing now, I would say Arsenal, they have a chance. Apart from City and Arsenal, they are the two teams that are playing very good football and are showing and can show that consistency. City still have to play tomorrow against Newcastle, but
Yeah.
everyone will fancy City winning that game. And if City wins, it will be 9 out of 9. Same with Arsenal, 9 points
Same with
out
Arsenal.
of 9. So I will Liverpool. They've not really been convincing. 2 draws. They are going to United on Monday. Fine, they should be able to get the win against us, but they might not. They might not, which is the fact. With Chelsea,
Ola, are you serious now? No, Ola,
No,
are you? No. Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
being serious.
I will leave Ryan. I will leave Ryan to deal with that with you because
I'm
me and him we kind of have almost the same kind of opinion when it comes to Manchester United this season. Last week and last 2 weeks you won the Banter Club of the week. Last week again you won the Banter Club from Ryan Maguire.
We can still win it this week.
And you can still win it this coming week. So
yes.
I'm not sure about you saying that you might have a chance against Liverpool.
Yeah, we might. You know what I'm saying is they have a lot of injuries. Their defense line is not the defense line they used to play. They are playing Matt Phillips pairing with Van Dijk in the last game against Crystal Palace. Fine, we might see Gomez coming in, but you can't compare Gomez to Matic. Matic is on form. Their midfield, Thiago is out. They are playing Milner, Henderson, and so I feel I'm not saying we will win Liverpool, but we can snatch a draw against Liverpool. Liverpool, they've not been convincing this season. Salah hasn't really been the Salah we knew from last season, and Darwin Núñez got a red card. He's out of that game. Now we have to see Firmino play. I feel Firmino will give us even more threats than Darwin Núñez, but the game is still like Liverpool and Manchester United. They've not started this season well, so anyone that can snatch a win from that game will take that confidence and take it moving forward. I feel Arsenal they have a chance. Like with the way the season is going, they have a chance. They can challenge. They just to be consistent. Take the game one at a time. Forget about the games that are coming. You can only play what is in front of you, like you said. So take the game one step at a time, and hopefully, before you know, you are 6 games, 7 games, 10 games in. And Arsenal might still be top at that point, but we still have to see how the season goes. A lot of things will happen. Injuries will come and all.
Ryan Maguire, can you fit in the plugs here for us? Can Arsenal win the league this season? A question from our lovely fan here, Harry.
It's an absolute bait question. That it's an absolute bait question. They want us. I don't know. They'll want us to say yeah, so we can laugh.
Exactly. So they can mock us and laugh at us. I know Ola would like to laugh, at us and mock us.
It was good going to the day. Yeah, it was good going to Ola first. There's no bias from Ola, which is good. We're going to go into him first for his answer, but from asking that to an Arsenal fan, it's an absolute bait. You want to laugh at us if we say yeah. You want to call us for not being hyped up if we say no. All I will say is Man City look to me the best team in European football, world football at the minute. So to be in contention with them would be amazing. And worth of note, I would say, for someone to even ask that question shows where we are at the minute. Because you wouldn't have asked us last year or the year before. You would have laughed if someone would have even contemplated it. We're not
Exactly.
saying we're going to win the quadruple in this kind of show. We're not.
Yeah.
We did, but for that to even be a question, we're heading in the right direction.
Direction.
Two more signings. If we keep, if we manage to go without injury, and if we manage to play like we're playing now, we are going to be up there or thereabouts 100%. But in terms of actually winning the league, you'd have to be better than Man City. How many clubs are better than Man City? For me, none. Real Madrid got a lucky win against them last year, but other than that, there's no team better than Man City at the minute. But if we can, come May, if people are still asking us that question in February, March, April, it's been a good season for us.
Season for us, right? Yeah. Ogbeni Ridwan, the Godfather, is back again with the questions. Ogbeni Ridwan, he says here, I am really excited about the team's morale. I believe strong moral attitude win matches, not just quality. Ron Maguire, what do you say to that?
Yeah, you can see it, can't you? Obviously, with wins breed confidence, 100%. So just hopefully that doesn't go down when we get that loss, because a loss will come. We're not going to go undefeated. We're going to fall at maybe City or somewhere like that. But as long as we keep going and we keep moving forward, anything that goes in the way, just keep trying to knock past it. It could just it could be a very good season for us. Just like what United are going to have to do now in the face of adversity. You've got to try and smash through it. We're playing the way it looks like we're just on cloud nine. Just keep the performance coming, and we're not going to be complaining.
You see, this question Ogbeni Ridwan just put forward, it's a very, very important question. I'll give you the basis why. Last season, when Arsenal would get behind by a goal, everyone, Ola, I want you to tell me if I'm lying here. Everyone will just bury their head in despair, and they just lose it. The defense just start playing like as if they have no rhythm at all. Zaka would go on to get a red card, just to get off off the pitch.
When did that happen?
Everyone will be having problems. But right now, even and this question, it kind of like takes me back to last week when Arsenal, kind of like their lead was chopped off by a goal when we're playing against Leicester. You can see the quick returns. You can see when Madison scored, and who was the other guy that scored last week against Arsenal for Leicester?
It was own goal. The own goal for Saliba's own goal.
Yeah, Saliba's own goal. But you can see exactly. But you can see the quick returns, right? The quick returns. That's what that's the mental state that Arsenal should actually have and should actually be in. When you're down in the darkest of periods, you should have that mental stability and mental strength to be able to come back from from something that that has really affected the team. And I'm seeing it right now that it's kind of like a little bit different. Ola, you belong to a team that right now the morale and the attitude down there is very, very low. If you look at Arsenal now, do you think that Arsenal team has the right mental strength to keep going in this league right now?
Yeah, I feel they have, because first the question was, okay, they won 6 games out of 6 in the preseason. Preseason is different from the league. Can they bring it to the league? And now they are showing it that they can bring it to the league, and they've won 3 games
Yeah,
out of 3 in the league. So it
yeah,
shows that if you are consistent with what you are doing, and see, and this thing, it's not only about winning. It comes from the
yeah.
chemistry of these players. They understand themselves. They
Themselves.
don't think, you already know where every player should be at a particular time. The movement of the ball is fluid. They have good ball playing players, good skillful players in Saka, Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus. So
Yeah,
it just shows that if you have the perfect team and you keep winning, see, once you are winning, the morale will be high. Everyone will be buzzing to get the next game and keep going. But
yeah,
it's just okay. How long can this keep going? If it keeps going this way, it's fantastic for the players. But one game and one bad result might turn down that morale and make these players feel like they are not good enough. But for now, everyone is buzzing. They are showing how good they are,
how
and
good they are,
they are just
right?
taking the game at a time.
Talking about a bad game, Ryan Maguire today. Now we're now shifting base from Arsenal because enough of Arsenal for now. Um, Talking about bad days or good days or good wins or whatever. Uh, Tottenham today won their game by 1 goal to nil against Wolves. Uh,
Yeah.
Harry Kane chipping in that goal in the second half. Uh,
Yeah,
you know, at the
yeah.
back of the 18-yard box, and he just chipped in that goal. I really wanted them to actually lose that game, but they had a drab first half. It wasn't interesting in any way. The Wolves forced the Tottenham defense into serious defense scenarios. It
Yeah.
was so difficult for Tottenham to actually get their rhythm in that game. And as we all know, Wolves are a very, very tough and tactical team to play with. A team where you have Neto and all these Portuguese players, playing down there, and they make it very, very difficult for anyone who plays there. And what makes this game unique for Wolves is that they were playing it in, at the lane, at White Hart Lane. And of course, we do know that White Hart Lane is a place where many teams get, slayed. Mostly all this middle tier teams, they get slayed there by Tottenham. But we've not seen that super coherence from this Tottenham team. And from the start of this season, I won't lie to you guys, I was very, very afraid of that Tottenham front four. Ola Ryan, when you see a team with Harry Kane, when you see a team that just brought in Richarlison, when you see a team that just brought in Perisic from the Italian Serie A, these are top players. And to cap it all off, and then you bring in a son to complete that place, and they still have a Kulusevski, and they still have a Bentancur running shows in that midfield, and again they
Yeah.
brought in a Bisoma for 35 million pounds. I was genuinely scared about what was going to happen. But what do you guys think about this
Uh,
scenario? 1-0, they managed to scrape a win at
I
the
think
lane today.
I think they're going to have to improve. That first half against anyone else, more than likely anyone else,
yeah.
they could have been down a lot. Not a lot, but they were outclassed. They were outclassed by Wolves in that first half. They offered pretty much 0 to nothing. They started the season with a good victory at home to Southampton 4-1, and then they've had a good result, a smash and grab, good result against Chelsea, but um, a result a result today which doesn't really send fear, strike fear. Um, Obviously, it's good to get the victory when you're not performing 100%. If you can win ugly, it's a sign of a good, strong team. But even even then, playing like that against the bigger clubs the clubs that they're going to be competing against. If they can only get up for it against Chelsea and your bigger clubs, then they will struggle. Because you see it with your lower teams who get up for it. They'll come to the Emirates. Ben Foster will have the game of his life for whatever team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll get up for it, and but they'll still struggle at lower halves or go down. So
Yeah.
Tottenham can only get up for it against Chelsea. They're going to have an issue because teams like Palace will steamroller them. Wolves, I feel like Wolves had a couple of good signings, and they're going to go into the season very well. They look very
well,
very beautiful to watch, actually. They've got a solid manager there. Like you say, in the Portuguese adds to the cohesion and adds to the just adds to the good atmosphere there. The morale's got to be good. They all seem they're pretty tight knit squad.
Yeah.
So I think they're gonna have a good season there.
Yeah. Ola, do you think that Tottenham team is really struggling this season? Because with just like what Ryan, was reiterating here, but me, I still feel like with that front four, Richarlison, Son, Hurricane, Kulusevski, I think they ought to be battering teams like 5-0, seven
You
zero.
true. Yeah. I get what you're trying to say, but the thing is, if you get in new players, they are coming to a new team and a new system. So some of them it takes time, and that's why we've not seen Richarlison start, Bissouma start. Today was Perisic's first start. Like we've not seen Jet Spence. A lot of players they bought, we've not seen them start the games because it takes
Yeah.
time to get integrated into the team. But I feel like now it's like any sports fans will be worried now because we thought the game against Chelsea was just because Chelsea had a better quality and better players than them. But today's game shows that there is something they need to go up a gear because in the first half, Wolves absolutely played them off the park. But in the second half, they came out better, they came out stronger, they got the goal. After the goal, Wolves put in the pressure, but they were not able to get their goal. But it just shows that there's still more work to do. But I loved when Richarlison came in. Richarlison played really well when he came in. He got a couple of chances he could have scored, but
Yeah.
it just shows they need to improve. You can't make these performances every like they got away with the one goal today. Some days that's 3-0 in the first half and the game is done. So you need to
Yeah.
improve. And with Son, I noticed Son hasn't really been on form this season. His performances has really been
I
up
really
and down.
I really
But
pray it doesn't capture any form. Actually,
yeah,
I need them firing blanks, man.
no, but the thing is now, even if they have issue with him, they have Richarlison that can come in as a good backup. And he came in
Yeah,
today, he played really well. He could have gotten a goal today, but he didn't. But it just shows what a good squad will do. And if you have squad depth, then you can interchange these players and bring in other players that are good enough to start and get
good
something
enough to
going for your
start.
team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and here we have Joy. Joy, you're welcome to the show. We love you. I and my dad are happy Arsenal won today. Come on, you Gunners.
Yeah.
Hey, Joy. Yes, we too here in the house. We're also happy. Apart from
I am
Ola,
not happy. I'm not happy.
Ola is not
I'm
happy,
not.
but
I'm
Joy,
not.
yes, Joy. Thank you for coming to the show. We love you. And yes, Ogbeni Ridwan. It says here again. Biggest test so far was the 2 goals we considered against Leicester City. Bro, we returned the goals within minutes. See, it's just really simple. The mental strength that we keep showing this season. I know we're just 3 games in, but man, we just need to enjoy these wins and take it in because I'm really thinking that from next week we might we might meet a truck next week in Fulham. That team doesn't give up. Uh, Ola, please, I just want you to just look into Saliba. I know what Ryan thinks about Saliba. Look into Saliba. Look into that his goal briefly because we need to move into other teams.
Yeah.
Just appraise him. Tell me what you think about Saliba. Like honestly, what do you think about him? And that is goal he scored today. Absolutely amazing. Like You cannot ask for a better goal from a centre half. On his weaker foot and straight into that net. Amazing. What do you
Yeah.
think about Saliba?
Saliba is a very good player, and we saw it last season when he was on loan. He was the best young player of the year in the French league. For a player to go on loan and get that award, it shows what he has done in that league. For 38 games, this is not just an award given to you for one game or two games, consistently for 38 games, so it shows it's good. And now he coming into that Arsenal backline, I feel he has even helped the players around him to improve. Look at the impact Van Dijk had on Liverpool's backline. It made the likes of Matip, Gomez look good, and that's what Saliba is going now. Fantastic goal. And the one thing I would say is I had Saliba in my FPL team, and he gave me 12 points because he scored a goal. I had to do that. I made that transfer this morning because I'm like, this guy.
Ryan, are you into this FPL stuff? Ryan?
I was. I don't partake anymore.
Why?
Because it makes you want teams to win that you shouldn't want to win.
It's true.
If I've got a Spurs player in it, because
you want him to score.
Don't get me wrong. If you've got fantasy, you need players like Son in it because he was the best player in the league last year. You want him to score? Nah, I'm not having it. I don't want.
True.
Ever.
But today, even if Saliba scores, after my team, I still lose. But it just shows how good the player is. Because for one player to come into the defense, I was there last season, and we're not performing to the levels. But this season, they are performing on another level. It shows how good this player is. And this goal was fantastic. See,
an absolute
the thing with defense, the thing with defenders is what I know about defenders. If you are a very confident person as a defender, you will excel because he is confident in himself. He knows his attributes. He knows he's good. He's not afraid of making mistakes. He's not afraid of losing the ball and getting it back. And that's the number one attribute a defender should have. You shouldn't lose the ball and feel bad. You should go again and keep going. And now I feel he can only go higher and higher from the levels he has brought into the national defense.
With this goal, he's ready. With this goal, he's ready because many Manchester United fans, Chelsea fans, and Liverpool fans today, their mission was just to come and see Saliba, under pressure today, and for him to be a calamity today. But lo and behold, the guy stood his ground. Every aerial ball that came to him,
Anthony,
he rounded up everything. And
true.
Ola, I keep telling you this thing backstage. Saliba is he's a bully.
He's a baller.
Not baller. He's a bully. He's built in that bully.
You know, I say he's a baller. I say he's a baller. Apart from as a defender, you have to be a bully because if you are not, if you are a centre back and you're not a bully, it's bad. But see, look at him with the ball. He's confident with the ball. He can pass. He knows how to pass. These are attributes a modern day centre back should have. Before it was all about being aggressive, be able to area duels and the rest. But now we need ball playing defenders. And Saliba is very good on the ball. And look at the goal. Look at it. That was not an header.
Absolutely solid.
With his weaker
amazing
foot,
goal.
That matter.
Ryan. The goal this week from Saliba and the goal last week from Koulibaly, which don't be biased. Just look into it. Which in those two, which one was the best goal?
Saliba. Next question. It was no doubt. There was more skill. There was more technique to it. There was more skill.
Absolute belter. What a goal!
They're both very good goals. I'm not taking away from
Koulibaly's goal, right?
Koulibaly's goal. Yeah.
Both very good goals, but the technique from Saliba, not even his strong foot. I just want to say one thing. Ola said he's obviously not happy with the win today, which is obvious. But we're beating one of your relegation rivals, mate. You should be very happy about that.
Yeah.
Nah. See,
We're
I
helping
feel
you. No, at the end of the day, we're helping you, man.
Doing your favours,
Because
man.
you're going
no.
to be fighting relegation this season. No, Ola, I genuinely think Manchester United is going to be in a relegation scrap. Because I don't see where you guys are
It still
getting your
has to be
goals.
seen.
No. We'll come to that. We'll come to that later on. Because there's also a big thing that has happened. Ryan, listen to this. Manchester United has actually agreed a deal with Real Madrid, their big brothers up there in Spain, to bring in Casemiro down to Old Trafford, who turns 31 next year, and he's billed to come in there for about 70 million pounds.
I think it's a good signing. To be fair,
For 70 million pounds?
I'm
Uh, uh,
surprised. I'm surprised they've signed
70
him.
million pounds? Technically a 31-year-old dude?
They need they
Ugh.
need they need a strong defensive midfielder, and that's what they're getting. That's exactly what Conte's doing at Spurs. Is he's buying the players to perform now, not
But
in 3 or 4
But
years.
it's old though.
Perform now.
It's old though. Now, see, this is the see. Even me and Ola have talked about this backstage. You have to first, as a club, when you're failing as a club, you need to understand one thing. Understand that you are failing for a reason. If you don't understand that you are failing and admit it that you're failing, there is no how you would technically understand the next step to take. Arsenal understood that for the past seasons that we were actually failures, like serial failures. And then what did we do? Because we internalized that. And then what happened? The Kroenke started putting up the money. And then we called it what? A project. And then we started bringing in young players. Now, Manchester United, with what I've just seen now with this buying of Casemiro, yeah, it will be good for the now, but is it good for your future? Is it good for your future?
if it can if it can get you the results that you need, and then you can look to future as well as doing that, it can only be a positive. You've got to look at Thiago Silva at Chelsea, 33 years old, comes in and completely stabilizes the defense, and then they can bring someone in like that, stabilize them for the minute, and look to the future at the same time.
Yeah.
It, from being
Okay.
linked with Rabiot 2 weeks
I,
ago
I kind of buy that idea.
to
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
to
Okay.
being
Sounds
linked with
good.
Rabiot 2 weeks ago, and now getting Casemiro is a massive, massive improvement on that. Rabiot was not going to be the guy to come in, take the game
Yeah.
by the
But,
scruff of
but,
the
True.
neck.
but wait, I'm sorry. Why would a Casemiro decide to come down to Manchester United? Like, why? Why? Why would he decide to come to? I'm sorry, I'm not jealous or whatever, but I need to ask that question. Why would a serial winner decide to come to a club in shambles where the defensive pairing down there, number one, the captain of the club, walks around like a headless chicken in the defense, in the heart of the defense. Look at the Varane, a champion at Real Madrid, has now turned into a bencher, a bench warmer in Manchester United. Why they keep fielding in a Maguire who runs like an headless chicken? Or like, give
But
me that answer right now, because I
but
know you are
but
itching to
but
talk. So talk.
uh uh Anthony, Anthony,
Yeah.
I
Talk,
will say
talk
something
to
on this
me.
Casemiro
Talk
deal
to
is
me. Ola,
I
please, before
feel
you talk,
uh,
we have questions here from Tony Gerard. Very, very important one. But we'll come back to that after Ola talks, because that question from Tony Gerard is very important. But we
yeah.
have a lovely queen here. Her name is Princess Adora Adibe. I don't know much about football, but I can tell Arsenal's picking up good recently. Yes,
True.
Derry,
Yeah,
Arsenal
true.
is really picking up points. And Princess,
Yeah.
thanks for showing up here. Princess has her own channel. And guys, you could also add Princess. She talks about a whole bunch of things and her life, on her YouTube channel and
Yeah.
everything like that. She's a very, very good one and an amazing friend of mine too. So Yeah, please go check her out. Yeah, back to you, Ola. Back to what you were saying.
So with Casemiro, I feel people might say, okay, why will he leave Madrid and come to Manchester United? One thing about players now that I don't like is in the past we see players challenging themselves to be able to come into some teams that are not good enough to be able to improve those teams. If you are a good player, you won't be afraid to come into a team that is not good enough because you know you have a quality to improve that team. Casemiro is quality. When it comes to the DM position, if you call 3 DMs, you will call Casemiro's name will be one of them. He has achieved everything there to achieve at Real Madrid. So he coming to United, he knows what he possesses and he knows what he can offer to this team. And the defensive midfield position has been a position we've had issues with for years. So bringing in someone like actually, and I think with the fee, one is the panicking from the Glazers because they know at this point the fans are on them. They have to get some signings in so the fans can get off their back. One and two, at least you can get 3 good years out of Casemiro. And before 2 or 3 years, you can always get a replacement. And now the transfer window is back. Look at Nottingham Forest getting Morgan Gibbs-White that wasn't starting for Wolves for 35 million. So if they can get a Morgan Gibbs-White for 35 million, who is not even starting for Wolves, so Casemiro for 60 million plus 10 million in add-ons is not a bad deal. And we know the quality he possesses. We know he will
I know why I'm saying this because next season you will complain that this guy is on a high fee, is on high wages, and it was brought in for 70 million, and you would not appreciate the fact that you guys spent 70 million on him by next season. Do you want to bet it with me? Do you want to bet it with me that next season you will complain and you will say, "Oh, it's bankers that are making these decisions"?
But Anthony, at the end of the day, that is yet to be seen. You can't tell me next season will complain. If he has a good season and he plays to the level we know Casemiro can play to, he can. We've seen. Okay, he was talking about Thiago Silva. Look at Thiago and Cantara that came into Liverpool's team. Look at they are players of that age. Even what's his name? Koulibaly. Koulibaly is 29 going to 30. But you know you can still get 2 or 3 good years out of those type of players. And it's not for the long term, it's for the short term in steadying the team and helping the younger players. Someone else that can come into that position to even learn off Casemiro. Because I know he's one of the best in the world. So like he won the player of the match in the just concluded Super Cup. He is still a good player. Fine, we know there are age concerns. Fine, I also have the concern of age. But I'm not expecting Casemiro to come here and play for the next 10 years. If I can get 3 good years out of Casemiro, before then we should have gotten a replacement who is learning off Casemiro and who can take up that position when Casemiro is not at his best anymore. But for now, he's still at his best. And I feel it's a very good sign for Manchester United.
Ryan also, stipulated what you said. And I get that. But I was just looking at it from a point of view of like, you should be thinking of calling your crisis now a project and bringing in youth. That mix of youth and experience in a way. But I will leave it to you people. Let's first see what happens this this season. Let's see what happens. Okay, let's just run through some other games here. Ryan, Crystal Palace 3, Aston Villa 1. What do you think?
Fantastic game. I watched that game. Fantastic.
You watched that game,
fantastic
right?
Game.
But let's hear what Ryan has to say.
Just what I was saying before about Crystal Palace and under Patrick Vieira, who let's not be about the bush. When he went to Palace last season, no one gave him a chance. I think he was
no one.
Bucky's favourite first to be sacked. And he's gone in there and he's completely turned him around. He's just gone for steel above everything else, just to try and cut everything out. And they're getting something from him. They're getting a mentality from him that they didn't have. A Palace of old would have gone 1-0 down to Villa and would have mainly would have crumbled. And they've got that mentality. They've got they've just, what Vieira's definitely building for the future as well in terms of signing the youngsters, which he's got a project as well, which is great to see. In terms of buying the project, like you were saying, you do need the project, but you do need stability in terms of we got Partey, didn't we? Who was 25 at the time when we signed him. So you can see what they're doing in terms of that. But just going back to Crystal Palace, and also obviously if we're discussing Palace, we have to discuss Villa. And we have to discuss Steven Gerrard, who for me is getting a very easy ride of things at the minute because he's not performing as Villa's manager whatsoever. And I'm sure comparing his points with Lampard when he came into Everton, they're on about the same amount of points in the games that where he managed Everton and where Gerrard was managing Villa. So for me, if you're picking a manager to be sacked first, it's got to be either Gerrard or Lampard for me.
Or Lampard. Okay. Ola, quick one. Wilfred Zaha, double today. Coming out from Anfield, fresh from destroying Liverpool in that midfield, and coming down here this weekend to just nick in a double today against Aston Villa. What do you think, Wilfred Zaha?
It was a fantastic game by Wilfred Zaha, but the player I would give a lot of the credit today was Eberechi Eze. He was fantastic. He was very fantastic in that game.
He was running. It
was he and Zaha that finished Aston Villa. It was a very fantastic game. He was unlucky to get a goal, but it was very fantastic. The first goal from Zaha was a very brilliant goal, and the second one was a penalty, which he missed at first, but he scored the rebound.
And his positioning for that. Did you see the positioning for that penalty? He lost it, but he was so calm. Like
I was watching that game. I could not watch the penalty. I could not watch that penalty because I was afraid he would miss it. I left where I was watching. Then I came back and I saw that he scored the rebound because Martinez is a very good goalkeeper, and we know he's good. He's good at penalties also.
Yeah, he knows his onions.
But that game could have been 5-1 in favor of Palace. There were a lot of chances, a lot of missed chances. Aston Villa were shocking. They got the first goal in that game. They got the first goal, and Crystal Palace came back, scored one, and he ended 3-1. The third goal from Mateta. Mateta just came in. His first touch while coming in was the goal. So it just shows how good Patrick Vieira has taken this team. And I'm surprised Patrick Vieira is playing such a fluid football because Patrick Vieira was a defensive midfielder, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly.
So for him to be coaching a team that is playing this well and this fluid with a lot of, I feel they have like certain similarities to Arsenal with their front line, with the players, very fluid, skillful. They know what they are doing. On their day, they are one of the best. With Zaha, Eze, Olise, Mateta, Jeffrey Schlupp, Andre Ayew also. These players are good players, and I feel they just need to get the result because last season they were unlucky. They were having good performances, but they were not getting the result. But
I'm just happy that Arsenal was able to get that 2-0 win from them.
Yes.
Ryan Maguire. Everton won, Nottingham Forest won. What do you think? Mind you, Nottingham Forest are just coming out fresh from the win against the West Hammers of London. Yes, you can remember that match last weekend where they won them about 1-0. And now they faced Everton at Goodison Park, and they came out with a 1-1 draw. What do you think? And mind you, I'll come in there also, please. And mind you, Nottingham Forest are just coming into the Premiership now. As you can see, Fulham were just coming in. Nottingham Forest just coming in, and they're nicking in draws. They're kicking the asses of these big teams. So, what do you think?
Yeah, it was a bit of a drab game, wasn't it? Came to life at the end with two pretty goals late on. A decent result for Forest though. Forest have started very well. Obviously, they've made a lot of signings, which is being talked of, and how they're gonna gel together and all that. But they've started very well, and it just seems like it's going to be a very competitive season for everyone down there. But in terms of Everton need to be winning that kind of game. 100%.
Exactly, especially when you're at home, and and you just survived from that horrible relegation scrap that they had last season. You have to come into the season and make sure you raise the tempo, mostly when you're at Goodison Park. You need to get at least rake up the points when you're at home. Then at least when you're even going out, you could have those misgivings. But when you're at home facing a new team that just came into the league, you should be winning those. You should be getting those 3 points, and climbing up the ladder. But we'll extend from that. But I'll say actually this one, Ryan, Frank Lampard for the sack in 3 months.
Very likely. Unless he's got a trick or two up his sleeve, which I don't know. Obviously, he's not to manage a team fighting relegation yet. He managed Derby when they went close, but couldn't get him in the playoffs. Couldn't get him promoted. He managed Chelsea. Obviously, had a hard time in terms of not being allowed to sign anyone, and there was talk of him bringing through the youth at Chelsea, but it was what he had to do because he couldn't make a signing. So that praise was null and void for me, because if he could sign, he would have signed his 110% about that. He didn't show much at Chelsea. He, for me, didn't show massive at Derby, and managing a relegation side team, it takes a different manager altogether. I do believe that some managers work well with the relegation side teams, and other managers work well with your going for the league kind of teams. I can't see Conte managing a relegation battle team, if you get what I mean. But Lampard could flourish down there. Who knows? He could do a Vieira and do very well. We'll just have to see how it goes. But for me, at the minute, 110%, he's the first one to go.
Ola, in 60 seconds, Frank Lampard for the sack in 3 months.
It's more likely you'll get the sack, because the performances were bad last season, and he was able to scrape not going to relegation with Everton. So he now coming to this season with the same bad results. Nottingham Forest, they are not at that level they should be. Yes, they brought a lot of players. Those players don't really understand themselves. They are just playing all around the pitch. So they should be getting the win against those teams now, because progressing into the season, those teams will get better. And once they get better, it will be hard to beat them. So now you can always get the points off these teams. And if you can get the points off Nottingham Forest at home at Goodison Park, then which game is going to win? So I feel he's one of the favorites to get the sack first as manager.
Okay, good. That's right. Ola, today, Leicester City at the King Power Stadium today lost to Southampton. Mind you, Southampton lost their first game of the season to Tottenham. You know what happened down there. They were bamboozled by Spurs, and now they came from behind, actually, because Maddison put Leicester ahead in the 54th minute, and then Adams scored twice. He scored a double to give Southampton the win just at about the 84th minute of that game. So what do you think, Southampton, Leicester?
That game was very shocking, because I was like, Leicester were winning the game. So suddenly it just went from like you winning to losing the game 2-1. So if I'm to look at it, I'm like it with Leicester again. Another issue they have is Wesley Fofana being linked to Chelsea. He didn't play the game today because of it might affect his performance. But it just shows they still have a lot. Like Leicester didn't really get anyone in this transfer window. I think they should be getting players in. but they were trying to get players out, and they've not really been able to sell anyone. So I don't think Leicester will have a good season this season. They have the quality there. They might improve at some point, but if you are losing games to Southampton at home, like it shows they still have a lot to do. But with Southampton, that's a fantastic result, getting a 2-1 win against Leicester, and they can only just take the momentum from there and keep moving.
Ryan, is Leicester going to be battling relegation? Are they going to be in that relegation scrap this season? Quickly, 1 minute.
I think so. Yeah, actually, I wouldn't have said it. I wouldn't have said it at the beginning of the season. But like Ola said, they've not made signings. They could lose 2 players if they keep hold of Fofana and Tillemans. I think they're going to be okay. But at the minute, it doesn't look good. And if I was a Leicester
Doesn't
fan,
look good.
I would be worried.
And Ola agrees with you. Okay, tomorrow is going to be kind of like a Super Sunday because we have very, very tough, hard nailed kind of games tomorrow. I'll put you through that one. Ola, tomorrow, Leeds face Chelsea. They'll be going to the home of the Whites, that's Leeds United. What do you think that game would bring? Quickly.
I think Chelsea will win. I think Chelsea will win the game because Leeds are a very open side. Fine, under this their new manager, Jesse March, they look more
Leeds have won
disciplined.
their first 2 games. I don't know.
No,
I have to
true.
confirm that.
They,
Okay,
they look
they drew against Southampton, but they won against Wolves.
and they won the second game.
So there are no pushovers
True.
right now.
But yes, you a lot, and even under the other manager, it's not as if they were pushovers, but they were a very open team. But with Jesse
Yeah,
Marsh
Bielsa.
now, the new manager,
Yeah.
is trying to stop them from just conceding goals, making them more compact, and they are still attacking as they were, but not just open and conceding a lot of goals. But I feel Chelsea's quality will be too much for them. So it might be
them,
just a
right?
2-1 or a 3-1 win, but I think Chelsea will win
So
that game.
what's your prediction for that match?
I'll go 3-1. I'll go 3-1 in favor of Chelsea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even if that's away, even if that's an away game.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
Leeds are Leeds. So the quality Chelsea has to Leeds is on another level. But I feel it's
unmatched,
football,
right?
football, anything can happen, but at the same
Can
time,
happen.
right
Okay.
now, Chelsea the favorite to win the game.
Okay, good. Ron Maguire, please just put us through this one. Manchester City go up north to Northumberland, to St. James Park to face Newcastle. It's a hard one, right?
I'm happy about this one. You know, I'm happy City are going up there tomorrow after. It's going to be a tough game for them. We know what Newcastle did against us. Newcastle have got the players to cause trouble for anyone at home. Yeah. It's a loud ground. I was there last season when we lost 2-0. It's a loud ground. The fans are really there, and not even that. Newcastle have got a team now to compete with the best teams. It's going to be a tricky game for City. It's one of them kind of games where if City come away with 3 points, you just got to sit back and say they're out of this world. But if Newcastle play the way they play, it would not surprise me one bit to see either a draw or a Newcastle win.
So what's your prediction for that match? Just give us what you think will happen in that match. Conjure something up.
I'm gonna say City 2-1.
Ooh, okay, a narrow one. All right, Ola, West Ham are at home, and Brighton will be visiting town. They'll be visiting the heart of London against West Ham. What do you think will happen in that match?
I think West Ham are yet to pick the season up well and like go to the gear they were last season. And Brighton is a very good side, like on their day. And Brighton have not lost this season. They won against United and they drew their second game.
Exactly.
So it shows they are going there with a lot of confidence. But I feel West Ham is at home in that game, and with the fans at the London Stadium, they should be buzzing and they should be able to get a win. But I will go for a draw in that game. A 1-1 draw for that game.
Okay, now this is the big one, and it's for Monday. Three of us we'll have to be here on Monday, where we would look a little bit, maybe for 30 minutes or so. We'll have to look into this game after the game ends quickly. But for now, let's just let's just talk about our predictions for this game. Ryan, on Monday, it's a big one. It's the biggest rivalry in English history. Uh, Liverpool will be facing Manchester United on Monday in the night in Old Trafford. What do you think it's going to happen uh, in Manchester?
United have to improve 100%. They have to show us something that they've not. But it's one of them derbies that is so unpredictable. Even the way they play it. Even if Liverpool would have started that we expected them to, if they'd have had 2 victories now, 3-0 and 4-0, I would
Yeah,
still be saying it's so unpredictable, this kind of game.
Yeah.
The fans, it's one of the you look at City and United as being a rivalry. You don't get it twisted that United and Liverpool is the bigger derby, the bigger rivalry, just because of how long they've been rivals and why they were first rivals. It goes back to things that weren't even about football.
Yeah.
If United can get anything into that kind of way of thinking, who knows? To stick me maybe to stick my neck out. I think it's going to be closer than what people think. I do still see Liverpool getting the victory, but I think it's going to be closer. I think it's going to be maybe 2-0, maybe even 2-1.
Okay. Before I ask Ola, because Ola would, he'll talk. He wants to talk. Ryan,
Yeah.
there's so many things, that's going to be happening on that Monday. Manchester United have back-to-back losses with smaller teams, and there there's going to be a huge protest against the Glazers that same Monday. Ola, I hope you remember that there would be a protest on Monday. Do you know that?
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
The
yeah,
Glazers House protest on Monday. Yeah.
exactly. So there will be a protest at Old Trafford. Uh,
Yeah.
Manchester United are at the bottom of the league. They are
Yeah.
English royalty. There's talk of Casemiro coming into that team, but I don't think he will make it quickly for Monday.
No, you won't make it for that game.
He will make it for that game. The back four is laid completely bare because just last week, Manchester United gave other teams a blueprint, a clear blueprint of how to defeat them easily. They give them that blueprint because Ten Hag is a very stubborn manager. He wants to play from the back. So teams that really understand what it means to play from the back can easily take advantage of that and steamroll Manchester United. I
Yeah.
really do think Manchester United is going to lose badly in Old Trafford on Monday.
Okay.
That's my own prediction. And I'm predicting that it's going to be a smash, a 6-1. And that's because of all these factors and that there's no one to plug in those leakages in Manchester United backline.
Yeah.
There's nobody to score for them because Ronaldo's head is turned on. He doesn't want to play for that team. That's for sure. You know it. I know it. Ryan knows this. Sancho doesn't seem to want to score. Rashford has forgotten his shooting boots for England. Uh, Ericsson, it is lost in that Manchester United team. And as we all know, Bruno is nowhere to be found. We can't actually find him. I struggle to see where the goals will come from. Even apart from that, you guys' transfer market has been very, very low. So I don't see where there's any positives in that game. Manchester United will lose at least from 5 goals to 7 goals to one. That's my prediction. Ola,
Tony,
take
Tony,
take the stage.
Tony,
Yeah,
Tony,
yeah.
Tony. 1 second. Just if this was mid-season last year, that prediction would be fully justified. But for me, I can't see where 5 goals from Liverpool come from, because is Nunes banned now? He's not. Nunes is still adjusting. They've not
Mane has
started,
left.
they've not started very well. Liverpool to win by that margin will have to up the game massively as well. That's just why I see it.
Yeah. When you're also checking all those things, you have to also look at their old guard. They still have a Firmino in that team. People seem to forget. He has been on the bench. People seem to forget about Diego Jota, certain Diego Jota.
Jota is injured. Jota is injured.
Oh, is he not playing?
Yeah.
It might
Jota
play.
is
It
injured.
might play. I don't know.
Jota is injured also.
Are you sure? I think he might play.
Yeah, I'm
He
sure.
might come back.
I'm sure he's injured.
Yeah,
Jota is injured.
There are a few injuries.
Yeah, they have a few injuries, and that was what I said. And that was what I said before, that there's an opportunity for Man U to nick something of this Liverpool team, because one, they've not started the season well. I heard people saying they'll be angry, they want to get the win, this and that. By the end of the day, the quality of having a Joel Matip beside a Virgil van Dijk and having a Matt Phillips is on a different level entirely.
Yeah.
Entirely. Yeah. So you should understand that it's not the Liverpool of last season. Mane has left. They have a couple of injuries in their midfield. Thiago is not available. Fabio has not really been good. They've been starting Milner and Henderson. So there's a lot of like openings for Man U to snatch something if they play well. So it is not about Liverpool playing. No, it's not about Liverpool playing badly, but it's about Manchester United upping their game. The protest and all, I feel the protest and everything, it has to go on as planned against the Glazers. Glazers out, fine. But the players have to do their job on the pitch. The players have nothing to do with the Glazers. They have to try to put in a good performance on that pitch. And I feel we can get something different. But what I think is, I will go for a 2-1 win for Liverpool also. But I feel we can snatch a draw, or possibly Salah.
Are you serious? Where would those goals come from?
The thing with these games, like Ryan said, is you can't pick these games like Manchester United versus Liverpool. We've seen seasons that Manchester United were bad, but they ended up winning against Liverpool. They ended up getting draws against Liverpool.
True.
Because games like this are games that form goes out the window, and sometimes the players will turn up and they try to put in their best. They might lose the next 2 games, but against teams like Liverpool, the history, the rivalry is very strong.
The rivalry comes up.
Every player wants to perform and stamp an authority that yes, we are not as bad as we seem we should be. So that your 7-1 and 6-1 prediction, I think we might lose. Possibly it's in favor of Liverpool to win, but I don't think they'll be getting a 6, close to even 4 goals. I don't think.
Okay, no problem. I'm just looking forward to the Ryan and Claude show on Tuesday because I can't wait for that banter of the week. I can't wait. And I also cannot wait for Thursday when I'll be slugging it out with all of the United family again after their game on Monday for the rival show. I would see whether that one will turn to the chicken show. Hey guys, thank you very, very much.
Thank you,
Ryan. Before we go, please, someone asked a question here, and I always like my subscribers to whenever they ask a question, they have to get an answer, and the question goes to you, Ryan. Hey Ryan, do you feel that Tomiyasu should start next week ahead of White? Quick one.
Yeah, like you said, always welcome questions. Every question we'll answer. I feel like it's a tough one because I'm always of the opinion if it's not broke, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So we're playing, they're doing well at the minute anyway. But then again, I would want us to play our best players in their positions. And for me, Tomiyasu is our best right back. So if he comes in, I'm not going to disagree. If he doesn't come in, I'm not going to disagree either. I feel like we would be stronger with him at right back, but hey, like I said, 3-0 today could have easily been 4-0. He's not had a bad performance really, Ben White. It's it's a tough question. If I was picking the squad, I would have Tomiyasu at right back. But like I said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Don't
Just
fix
go
it.
out with that same 11 for me.
Ola, if it's you, who will you put there? Quick one, 30 seconds.
Yeah, I think with Ben White, he has been brilliant so far, but you can't still compare him to someone who is like if that position is his natural position in Tomiyasu. But I feel now, like you guys said, if it's not broken, don't fix it. But I think at some point Tomiyasu will have to come back in because in some games Ben White might not be able to really. In today's game, also at some point he wasn't putting in crosses because
Yeah.
he is not a natural.
He's not
You get.
natural,
Yes.
yeah,
So
winger.
so so,
Yeah.
so, so you can't compare him to Tomiyasu. But for now, he has been fantastic in that role. So you can keep going in that role. But at some point, I think Tomiyasu will have to come back here.
We'll have to come back. Yeah. Everyone here, thank you very, very much. Guys, we have to come back for the show next week. Next week is going to be a tough one because I will be with Ryan. We'll be looking into this Manchester United and Liverpool match. It's a big one. We have to talk about it. Tomorrow, we don't have to be here tomorrow because they're tough matches, but it will be very, very interesting if we face those matches on our individual shows. So Ryan definitely will be talking about Manchester United. We'll touch Arsenal also, but we'll also be looking at Manchester City, Newcastle. We'll also be looking at West Ham. And Brighton and the rest of them. Ola, same thing with me and you next week. We are going to be looking in-depthly more into this Liverpool Man United game. It's a big one. We have to look into
Very
it.
big one.
Yeah, it's a very, very big one. We have to dissect that match because that match can actually inform us how Manchester United season is going to go. That match holds the key. So let's see what's going to happen. So I'll be having our channel flagship show here, Ryan and Claude show on Tuesday. Ryan, I think it's 8 p.m., right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 8 p.m. on Tuesday. And then, Ola, we have our show with you on Thursday.
On Thursday.
What time is that?
7 p.m.
7 p.m. Yeah, good. I just wanted you guys to be able to confirm that. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. And Deji Spores, of course, he'll be gracing the Minority Report, but that's a story for another day. I'll be here with Ryan Maguire on Tuesday, so we'll talk about that later. You guys, thank you very, very much. I'll allow you guys say your goodbyes.
Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for your comments, your questions. More of the same next week. We'll always answer. God bless you.
Ola.
Yeah, thanks to everyone that's watching the channel, that's supporting the channel. Always like, subscribe, share, drop your comments, drop the questions. Even after the show, we'll answer your questions in the next show. And just keep supporting. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone, and I'll see you on the Ryan and Claude show. Thank you very, very much, and have a good night and a lovely Sunday to come. Thank you, everyone. Bye.